Hi, this is Sarah Griffin Thibodeaux, and this is a video about my paintings that I did in coastal Maine over the last 4 years. I'm just signing them, touching them up, and just getting them ready for presenting them to you all. So I just wanted to say a quick hello, and here we go. So this is Sarah Griffin Thibodeaux, and I'm going to talk about a little bit about my colors used in the Maine, coastal Maine paintings. So I am setting out my palette. I just thought it might be of interest to show you what colors I use. So here is my white. I use this titanium white from Winsor & Newton. It's a nice bright white, and then I use a cadmium yellow. In this case, I have cadmium yellow pale. Then I use, this is cad orange, so I'm about to put that out. It's wonderful to lay out colors on the palette, especially this old pal. For my red, I use cadmium red light, which is in this kind of old and crinkled up tube. So I'm going to put a squeeze of that. And then I use a cool red. I'm not sure I have actually the right red with me. Aha. This is a close match. I usually use alizarin crimson. This one is called alizarin claret, so I will just put a squirt of that on there. Alizarin claret. Then for my green, I generally always use Viridian, if I can find it. Here's a good old crusty tube of Viridian for you. For my blues, this is French ultramarine blue. That is my go-to blue. Of course, in the landscape, I also have cobalt blue and cerulean blue, so I will also show you those two. Cobalt blue. It's a beautiful blue. It's very expensive for one thing. And then here is my, wait, just before I leave cobalt, let's put these two up here. Cobalt blue is a wonderful clear blue. I would say it's sort of muted, and it turns everything into a certain, I'm not even sure I have the vocabulary for this, but mutedness is, I guess, the best I can come up with. Cerulean blue is intended to be the color of the sky, a nice sort of turquoisey blue, compared with, this is our French ultramarine, quite a kind of dark and wonderful transparent blue that is a great all-purpose blue. So yes, and then what's wonderful is that in Maine there's so much cobalt turquoise. Wondering if I'll be able to put my finger on a tube of that. I'm not sure I can put my fingers on that, but here's another nice color for the Maine landscape. This one is called, goodness, can't find the name because it has worn off the label. But you can see it's nice, rich, dark. Maybe it's a cobalt green. In any case, it's wonderful for the Maine landscape. I will look up that color if anybody's interested. So I just wanted to give a quick overview of my colors as we move forward on the Maine landscape. Thanks for watching. Hi, this is Sarah Griffin Thibodeaux, and I'm talking about the coastal Maine paintings, and here is a painting of Maine. And I'm going to mix up a little bit of the sky color just to touch it up a little bit as it got damaged, not damaged, but a little bit touched while I was in flight. So I'm going to just demo a little bit my color mixing for these colors. Okay, so to demo some sky color, I'm going to take my white, then I'm going to take my ultramarine blue, turn it up and down a little bit, my palette knife, I'm going to take a little tiny dot of yellow. You don't want to overdo it on the yellow, so it can really overpower things. Just going to go a little darker on my blue, so I'm adding more blue. Back to a little more yellow. I add the yellow in tiny little dots. And then more yellow. It's like now I'm getting to where I need to be. And then I'm going to take my same puddle and add a little white to it. I'm going to add a little tiny bit of red. Maybe this red. You'd be surprised what a tiny little bit of red can do and a tiny little bit of yellow. So there you go, that's my mix, and I'm gonna pause here for a sec. Alright, so now I'm taking my brush, I'm just going to use the sky color that I matched to the sea color that I matched. To just go over these areas that got a little bit of I'll just say traveling with wet oil paintings can be a challenge. Can take a little bit of it can take a little time to kind of settle into the mood that you were in, to the feel of the paint, into the mark making that you were in when you were doing it. And this is just to make some slight corrections, and that's all. So that's what I'm going to do there, and I'm just going to stop here. So thank you for taking a look at my Maine paintings of this collection, Sea and Sky. I hope I've given you a glimpse of this place and my experience in it, and really just the aliveness of our lived environment, and to ideally just to experience it, just to feel it, just to be around it, and to be enriched by it, and to be grateful for it. So thank you so much.